They found the old king in his throne room at dawn, clawing at the stones until his fingers bled. He was screaming about a woman made of smoke and sorrow, a queen with no face, a crown of fractured moonlight. 3 days later, he was dead, and she began to rule, the Queen of Shadows. That is what the people call her, not a name given in reverence, but in terror. Her kingdom is not marked on any map. You cannot find it by seeking. But if you fear deeply enough, it finds you. The people here do not remember when she arrived. Some claim she has always been here, woven into the very stones. Others swear she appeared that night, the night the king went mad. But no one has ever seen her face, not truly, only glimpses. Reflections in windows, shadows cast by nothing. The suggestion of a crown that cuts the air like broken glass. In her kingdom, fear is not an emotion, it is law. It is currency, it is air itself. A merchant locks his door 3 times each night, then 4, then 7. He cannot remember what he fears, only that the locks are never enough. In the morning, he finds all 7 unlocked from the inside. He tells no one, but his hands shake when he serves customers. They notice. They wonder, what does he know that they don't? That night, his neighbor locks her door 4 times instead of 3. A mother warns her daughter never to look in mirrors after sunset, but she cannot explain why. The words die in her throat. The girl obeys, not from understanding ... but from the cold certainty that something terrible will look back. The girl tells her friend. The friend tells her brother. The brother covers every mirror in his house with cloth. Soon, half the kingdom sleeps surrounded by shrouded glass, never questioning why. This is how she rules. Not through proclamation, not through force, through whispers, through the silent agreement that some truths are too terrible to speak aloud. The queen does not command her subjects with words. She does not need to. Fear speaks for her, and so the kingdom decays. Not from war, not from plague, but from erosion, the slow wearing away of sanity, of certainty, of self. The streets grow narrower each year, though no one can say why. Buildings lean inward, as if listening to conversations within. The people age differently here, not in years, but in stillness. A young woman's eyes grow ancient overnight. A child stops laughing without ever learning why. And always, there are the whispers. You hear them in empty rooms, between heartbeats, in the pause before sleep comes. They say things you almost understand, names you've almost forgotten, truths you've worked so hard to bury. But there is always one who asks the forbidden question, what if she is not real? The wanderer arrived on a night when the fog was so thick you could taste it. No one knew where they came from. The wanderer did not lock their door, did not avoid mirrors, did not flinch at shadows, and the kingdom noticed. Days passed, then weeks, and the wanderer remained untouched, unafraid. Finally, someone asked, How? How are you not afraid? The wanderer smiled. It was not a cruel smile, just ... sad. Because I asked myself, I said quietly, what if the thing I fear most is fear itself? That night, the wanderer climbed the steps to her palace steps that others swore led nowhere. Each stone was cold enough to burn. Each breath tasted of copper and smoke. The fog parted with each step. The whispers grew louder, then softer, then stopped altogether. In the silence, the wanderer's footsteps echoed like a heartbeat. The throne room doors stood open. They had always been open. No one had ever dared to enter, until now. The wanderer stepped inside and saw the Queen of Shadows. She sat upon a throne of twisted black glass and petrified thorns. Her gown flowed like ink in water, never quite settling into a single shape. Her crown was made of all the things people feared to name: abandonment, betrayal, the certainty of death, the fear of having lived for nothing. She was magnificent, she was terrible. Her face shifted with each blink, beautiful, then grotesque, then absent entirely. Eyes that were windows to empty rooms. A smile that promised understanding and threatened oblivion. The wanderer blinked. Not there. The throne was empty. It had always been empty. There was no queen. There never had been. Only the shape of her, the idea of her, a shadow cast by a candle that had long since burned out. She was every locked door, every glance over the shoulder, every certainty that something watches from the dark. She was fear itself given form by those who believed she must be real. The wanderer returned to the kingdom and tried to speak the truth, that the queen was nothing but collective terror, that they were prisoners of their own invention. In the town square, a crowd gathered. They listened, some with hope, some with suspicion, most with the hollow expression of people who have heard words but not absorbed them. When the wanderer finished, there was silence. Then the merchant spoke. But I heard her in my house. The locks opening. I saw her, the mother insisted. In my daughter's mirror, the wanderer had no answers that would satisfy them, because the truth was simple and terrible. The locks opened because the merchant expected them to. The mother saw the queen because she believed she would. Fear had become a self-fulfilling prophecy, but the people did not listen, or could not, or would not. That night, the merchant still locked his door 7 times. The mother still forbade mirrors after sunset, because knowing she was never real does not make the fear less real. They say the Queen of Shadows was destroyed that day, that the wanderer freed them all. But on certain nights, when the fog rolls thick and the candles flicker low, the people still lock their doors, still avoid the mirrors, still hear the whispers. And sometimes, just sometimes, they see her. A figure at the end of a hallway, a silhouette in a window, the suggestion of a crown made from fractured moonlight. Is she real? Was she ever? It doesn't matter anymore. The line between truth and story has been blurred so many times that there is no line left. Only the fear. Only the certainty that something is watching, waiting, because the Queen of Shadows was never a woman at all. She was a promise, a certainty that fear never truly dies, that it lives in every locked door and covered mirror, in every warning pass from parent to child. She is the voice that whispers, what if? What if you're not safe? What if the thing you've been running from has been inside you all along? She is the question you cannot answer, the doubt you cannot silence, the shadow that moves when nothing casts it. And she is patient, so very, very patient, because she knows something we try so hard to forget, that kingdoms fall, kings die, and civilizations crumble into dust. But fear? Fear never truly dies. It only waits for the next scream in the darkness, for the next soul to wonder, what if she's real? For you,